So sometimes devices fail, but our hearts do not. I've taken a few deep breaths and I'm back on here to say that in this time, choose love. Choose yourself. Choose your heart. Choose the earth. Choose each other. It can be incredibly tempting to go off with the common narrative of fear and panic and shut down. And that's where our work begins, where we can see things for what they truly are and choose differently, rather than choosing from our triggers. But at this time as well, a lot of the fears that are contained within our nervous systems, that are programmed within us, arise, and it is a massive opportunity to heal them. A massive opportunity to feel what we might not have wanted to feel before this, what we might not want to face. And together, we can change the outcome of reality, as we always have done. For us to realize that it's actually us that is behind all of this. That through our awareness and through our realizations of things, we change everything. We flip the script and we move down pathways for our greatest good because we choose to heal and because we choose to see things differently. At this time, it's incredibly important to recognize what is yours and what is not. And that goes down to the very basic tenets of what programs exist within your organism. Those are your responsibility, not anybody else's. And they can be really deceptive and hidden from you in so many different ways, as delusions mostly are. It becomes incredibly important to question everything as it is and to learn what you are. And in our times of silence and isolation, we will come to face aspects of ourselves we did not even know were there. And through passing through that, we come out to the other side and are able to make informed decisions from that space. Who we really are has been masked from us, but it is time. We are rising. In increasing numbers, we are rising. We are awakening to who we really are. We feel that energy surging through us. We are becoming aware now of our power, our magnificence, and what it is that we truly came here to do. It is not timelines of suffering and fear and chaos. We must go through things, breaking down. The old breaks down in order for the new to come through. But remember now, remember at this time what it is that you really came for. What it is that you are excited to experience. What it is that you wish to have happen all around you and through us and with us. Mother Nature is rejoicing with all of the creatures all around us, asking us to remember our connection with them, with ourselves, and with each other. We, the people, can come to know ourselves again. And through that, change the whole course of human history, because we refused to fall for the same lies again. We refused to believe that we were not who we really are. We refused to believe that we had no power over ourselves, or that we needed to be afraid of figments of our imagination, or fears, or pains, so-called diseases. Health comes from within. It comes from within, our sense of self intact, our auras clear, our attachments cut to things that feed on our fear and our pain and our energy. Let that go. Cut those cords now. Say, I am sovereign. I am me. I cut all ties with anything that is not for my highest good and is not for the good of humanity and is not for the good of this earth. You may leave now. One thing that is interesting about the way that parasites operate is that they want you to feed them. So they've got a lot of cues for you to give them what they want. And they subsist happily making sure that you're not aware of them. Because those two things feed each other. They need to be kept alive and sustained by your actions. And your lack of action should also keep them there. Because you're not aware that they're there and you do nothing to get rid of them. But as soon as you become aware of these things, you can transmute it and you can change it. because you realize that they were feeding on blocks of energy. They are feeding on blocks within the system, including different types of food and plaque. You realize that they are feeding on these things, and you either stop giving them to them and you dissolve those blockages, in which case their food source is gone, or you even attack it from another angle, which is to begin to evict them completely. So that is the power that a parasite has over us. It is able to control our minds, to do what it wants to keep it alive, and it is able to infinitely mask from us the fact that it is there, delude us into believing that the things that we are experiencing are of our own doing and are not because of it. And this is what's becoming incredibly important to recognize, that the human condition is sick. It is sick with something that we are the antidote to. It is sick with something that we can shut down because we can read its code and we can create an antidote to it and shut it down. But primarily becoming aware that this sickness of the soul is what is being shined light upon at this time, being changed at this time, calling for something new, something different, where we are sovereign beings and we create the reality that we wish to experience, and these things that are feeding off of our pain and fear and suffering go. They only go because we stop feeding them, and because we become aware that they are there and become, therefore, not good enough hosts for them, because we can no longer house them, because we no longer do what they want us to. That is important to understand, that at this time, from the microscopic level all the way to the macroscopic level, there is something that comes in when you allow it to, and feeds on the darkness, and grows and grows and grows. And in that darkness, you might not even be aware of it. And the bigger it gets, the more havoc it wreaks. And you might even blame yourself for its existence. You need to know right now that there's no more dividing amongst each other and fighting about whether someone is aware or not. There is one great enemy that we are here to dismantle. And all of our energies should be focused on that, on each person within themselves, cutting the ties to this thing, becoming free in their own rights. Your right, your birthright is freedom. Your birthright is health. Your birthright is all of the gifts that Mother Earth showers down upon us, and it's just started raining. It's the rain, the love, the water, the beautiful sunlight. Sunlight does not cause cancer, guys. It does not cause cancer. Get your vitamin D. Go look at the sun. Look at the sun, let it soak up all over you. Sun is love. Just as everything else in this reality is made for us to experience and to be a part of. There's nothing that can tear us down but fear and illusions. We're not meant to be afraid of each other at this time. And a lot of fear comes from powerlessness, comes from not knowing how things really work and how you can address them and what to do about them. It comes from misbeliefs about how this stuff operates and how it affects you. A healthy body from within, cannot house lower energies. It cannot house parasites and things that make us their host. It cannot house them because the environment is not hospitable to them, because it doesn't contain any blockages or debris that they feed on. It doesn't live off of our ignorance. It doesn't twist our minds into doing what it wants. That should be the primary focus, for us to work on making ourselves so full of light that nothing else can even latch on, nothing else can even take up space within us except our very own spirits, except our very own light, which shines from within. And at this time, you can see so many people stepping forward, shining their light, coming together to share with each other and to ease the burden, because the burdens are many. And what we have been through, what we have been lied to about, it's massive. It's not something small. That is why it appears to be so conspiratorial or so difficult to wrap our heads around. Because it's way deeper than we think it is. And it is a big deal. It is a big deal that we have been lied to and abused and confused for this long. But it's also a massive deal that more and more of us are awakening. And this is the time of the Great Awakening. Think of what's happening right now as the last little kick of what they could do, throwing out a bunch of fear and panic and hysteria into the mix. This is a little last dying breath, squirming on the ground. This is it. You are here to experience something so amazing that words cannot even come close to describe it. Words cannot even give you a hint of what it is that is going on and what it is that we are each capable of. We are spirit. We are energetic beings having a human experience at this time. And we have been locked into frequency prisons with the things that have been done on this planet. Frequency prisons basically mean that all of the toxins and the foods and the frequency warfare and the mind control, the beliefs that have been implanted into our minds, all of those things have essentially been scripting our reality for us. Unconsciously, we have been experiencing and seeing reality through that lens for so long that when we come to a point when that is questioned, we freak out and we don't know what to do because we have not been told this. We have been in these frequency prisons for so long that when freedom comes knocking on our door, we don't even know what it is. Well, the time is now. This frequency prison is dissolving at an infinite rate. It is basically breaking down. And our ability to perceive and live a reality that is from our truth is right at our fingertips. It is within our capacity to experience something beyond our wildest dreams. And as these bandwidths of prisons break down, there is fear and pain and confusion. It's how everything that you have ever known, crumbling before your eyes, might do. We are waking up from this slumber that we have been put under to realize that we have been put under it. And we are angry, and rightfully so, because we do not consent. We do not consent to your further experimentation. We do not consent to your quarantining of the human condition. We do not consent for you to make us believe that we are faulty and false and small. And we definitely don't consent to you hurting our children and our animals and our Mother Earth. This is an important aspect to realize over here. Step forwards in your reality and say that you protect the rights of the children and the water and the air and the earth and each other and our beautiful beating hearts and all of the animals that live around us. We are stewards of this amazing nature that we call home. No more testing and probing and killing. No more using and abusing. Human trafficking. None of that. We're done with this. All of your lies are going to come out. All of your lies are going to come out. And we will be able to heal from this. We will come back from this. And we will be stronger and wiser. And we will know how to create amazing worlds that care for each other. Thank you for being here at this time. Thank you for choosing to go into this experiment. To shut down this operation and awaken to your true self. Thank you.